What childhood rule from your parents seemed ridiculous until you realized its genius as an adult? When I was a kid, my dad had this rule that honestly drove me crazy. If someone knocks on the door or calls you, wait 10 minutes before you answer. 10 whole minutes. To little me, that was torture. Imagine your best friend biking over to see if you could hang out, and you're just standing there peeking through the curtains like a weirdo while the poor kid waits outside. Or the phone ringing, and I'm literally counting the seconds out loud because dad wouldn't let me pick up. It felt rude, unnecessary, and just dumb. I hated it. But my dad was stubborn. He said, if it's important, they'll still be there. If it's not, then you didn't waste your time. At the time, I thought it was just one of his eccentric old school quirks. Fast forward years later. I'm living alone, working late nights, kind of on autopilot with life. One evening, around 11:30 p.m., I hear this loud knock on my apartment door. Not a polite knock, but heavy, urgent pounding. My first instinct? Jump up and answer. But then I hear my dad's voice in my head. Wait 10 minutes. So I sit back down, heart racing. I even checked the peephole, but whoever it was had moved out of sight. I waited. 5 minutes, 6, 7. My gut was screaming at me, but I forced myself to stick to the rule. At around the 8-minute mark, I hear muffled voices outside. Then, clear as day, one guy says, I don't think anyone's home. Let's try the next one. My stomach dropped. I waited until it was completely silent, peeked through the blinds, and saw 2 guys walking away down the hall. One of them had a crowbar sticking out of his backpack. That's when it hit me. My dad's ridiculous 10-minute rule had just kept me from opening the door to 2 men who almost certainly weren't there to borrow sugar. Now, years later, I follow it religiously. Unknown calls, I let them ring. Door knocks, I wait it out. And every single time I do, I remember that night. And I realize that what seemed like the dumbest, most annoying childhood rule literally saved my life. Thanks, Dad.